welcome to my channel. My name's Faye, I am the Chronic Crafter and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator based in the UK. Today I wanted to talk to you about storage of Stampin' Up sweets. Some of you may know that Stampin' Up have recently changed their packaging for stamps and dies. I have to be honest, at first I was very reluctant about this change and I wasn't too happy. However, after spending a lot of time researching the best ways to embrace this new system, I bring you this video, which is my top picks. So if you don't know, Stampin' Up's stamps and dies now come in identical packaging, so it's exactly the same size for both the stamps and the dies. The packaging is very skinny, which actually makes it really good to store, but I know it's a change and change can be hard. So this is an example of what the stamp and die packaging used to look like. So your stamps would come in almost a DVD case, which is about A5 in size, I want to say. And you'd have an image on the front, you'd probably have an image on the spine of your stamps, and then your dies would come in a very similar size envelope, but they wouldn't have any images on them. So you'd have to store it like that so you could see what the dies look like, and then to put the two together you've got the DVD case and the envelope. Now as you can see, the new packaging is much slimmer, which is really good because then we can have more things in our craft room, which I'm sure a lot of you out there would like. So I was really struggling with this at first. I felt like I had my system, I knew how I wanted to store things, and this was going to interfere with that. Stampin' Up are offering the option to purchase the DVD style cases. They're available in a pack of 5, so you can still get those if you'd like to stick with those, but I'm choosing to embrace the new system. So without further ado, let's get started. So this is the Cute as a Bug product suite. I decided to buy the whole thing because I really liked it. So it comes with some 12x12 paper, some absolutely beautiful epoxy dots, ladybugs, and then these are clear, which almost reminded me of raindrops. So they are called Ladybug Garden Epoxy Shapes. They're really cute. It comes with some absolutely gorgeous ribbon with a scalloped edge, which I believe is in the shade of Old Olive. And then of course we have our dies and our stamps. So yeah, how are we going to store all this? So we've got a few different options. Some people like to keep their dies together and their stamps in one place, and some people like to keep the product suites together. I've decided that given how skinny this new packaging is, I want to keep everything together in one easy to access place. Because of course, we want to be able to use these stamps with these dies, right? This is one where that makes sense. The chance of you using these dies on their own is pretty slim. I know that when we've got shapes and we've got dies that are very versatile, that's when things can be a bit different. But for this, in my mind, it was clear cut, it's one product suite. So what am I using? The good news is all you're going to need to purchase for this is one item. And that item is a 12x12 file folder, popper wallet, you may call them. I bought this from Amazon, it was £2.50. And that is all you need to buy to do this. So as you can imagine, the first thing I'm going to pop in is the 12x12 paper. I'll just show you quickly some of the patterns we've got in here. So we've got some quite, I wouldn't call them plain, they're not plain, versatile designs on the backs. There we go. That one reminds me of a picnic blanket. I love it. And then on the front, we've got some more themed designs, shall we say. So that's when we start to see our cute bugs. We've got a sheet that can be cut apart, can be used for card fronts or journaling. We've got our bugs there, just doing their thing. We've got our bugs on the cloud cover background, and then toadstools. So really nice 12x12 papers. I can't wait to get going. But they're the first thing that's going into this folder. So previously I would just store the 12x12 papers in here, and I'd use it for keeping my scrapbook papers and that sort of thing, but actually they can hold a lot more. So the next easy thing is our dots. They're just going to slide right in there, just like that. Now, the ribbon. This comes down to personal preference. I think if you want to keep it on the spool, I think that's what it's called, they can look really nice lined up. Got some cloud cover ribbon here as well. So you can see how they'd look nice, maybe if you had sort of a bar to hang those from. And of course these ribbons are versatile, so don't just have to be used with this suite. However, if you did want to store everything all together, I've got an idea for that. So the only other thing that we're going to need for this project is an A4 piece of white cardstock, which I'd like to think you've already got in your craft room. So the first thing I'm going to do is cut it in half to make an A5 size piece of cardstock. So I'll just come in with my paper trimmer here. And there we go, we now have 2 A5 pieces of cardstock. Of course, if you've already got A5, then that's great, you can use that. Just pop my trimmer to the side. So what I thought you could do is you could probably get away with cutting this in half, but I thought you could take your ribbon and very gently roll it off the spool and wrap it round. If you've got some low tack adhesive, just to pop that piece down, and then wrap it round and round. So this is quite thick white paper, I haven't used thin. And then just keep wrapping it round. You get the idea. Use some low tack adhesive at the end, or even tuck it in to the pieces you've got here. And then of course that will slide neatly into your 12 by 12 folder, and you can keep everything together. They are quite bulky spools of ribbon. I'm not going to wind mine onto here just yet because I think I want to keep it on the spool, but that is an option. If you're low on space, if you want to keep everything together, that is something that you can do. So don't let a chunky spool of ribbon put you off. So I'm just going to put that to the side for now because I think I want to keep all my ribbons like this, but I'm going to have a think, I will see. So that takes me on to our stamps and our dies. So we'll start with the stamps. I've seen people do different things online. Definitely comes down to personal preference, how you want to do it. So what we want to do is we want to size our A5 piece of cardstock that we have here. We just want to size it so it's going to fit in this envelope, and so that we can stamp all of our images on there. So I think these envelopes are a little bit skinnier than A5. I'll pop this here and you can see. So our envelope ends there, whereas our A5 paper is there. And I want it to be easy to slide in, and you can see that our stamp set doesn't fill A5. So I'm probably going to trim this down by about 2 centimetres. And I think the length is okay, so I'm just going to do that now. Now, it doesn't have to be exact, so I'll trim it back there. I'm just checking that my stamps, it will stay wide enough if I cut 2 centimetres off, which it will. And we can definitely keep that piece of cardstock and use that for something else. So I just want to check that this will fit, and it does, so that's important. Now, I've seen some people are stamping directly on to the packaging. Now, if you want to do that, you go ahead and do that. There's nothing wrong with that, is what I'm saying. I just couldn't quite bring myself to do it like that. I don't know why. I think it's just one of those personal preference things. I think I was a bit worried that if I got it wrong, I would struggle with it. I wouldn't be happy. I'm just going to pop this to the side for now. So I decided that I would cut a piece of paper instead. So I'm just going to peel off the front side of the stamps so that they're image side. And the reason we're doing this is so that we can see where they all fit on the sheet, because it is quite a tight fit. So if you were to put something back, not in the wrong place, I don't want to say it would be wrong, but you might struggle to fit everything onto the sheet again. Whereas stamping what it looks like before we've even removed any of them from the sheet can help us stick them back into the right place next time. Now somewhere I've got some Secret Sea ink. Here we go. So you can use whatever colour you want. I would probably recommend a darker colour because it will help you to see if anything is missing. So I'm going to use Secret Sea because I'm loving that at the moment. Now I'm not going to take these off the sheet, so I'm just going to get a stamp block, which looks like it's absolutely filthy because I haven't cleaned it, which isn't very good, is it? So I'm just going to get a stamp block to sort of go over and help me push down the ink for these images. Stampin' Up have brought out a stamping platform which will be available soon. If you sign up to be a demonstrator, I think before the 3rd of March they'll give you that for free, and that will be fantastic for doing this. That will make this so much easier, but I'm going to show you what you can do without it because I don't have one. So I've got my paper and I'm going to ink up all of my images. So I want to get a nice even coverage, so I am going over them twice. They are new stamps, so you'll see they're almost propelling the ink a little bit. You can do something called prepping your stamps, which I haven't done here, and I'm wondering if I should have done, but we'll soon find out. So I'm inking them up nicely. And look, if I get this wrong, I just cut another piece of paper and we go again. So I'm going to carefully lift this up, being careful of the ink I've managed to get on my finger, and I'm going to place it down roughly in the middle. And I'm just going to come in with my acrylic block, and this is where I'm going to sort of slide it across and press down to help me get nice impressions. Okay, and now I'm going to carefully peel this up. There we go. So it's not perfect, but it doesn't need to be perfect because it's just there as a guide for us, is its purpose. So it's all good. It doesn't need to be perfect. And I'm just going to give my stamps a clean. If you've got a stamp chamois, that would be fantastic for this. I don't really want to take them all off. So I have just got a baby wipe here, which has already become quite dry. So I'm possibly making this harder for myself than it needs to be. I'm just going to pop some grid paper down because I keep smudging this ink all over the place. Stamp chamois would definitely be easier for this, and I'm going to go and get another baby wipe, I think. I don't always recommend using baby wipes on your stamp, but those of you who followed my channel for a while will know that I'm chronically ill, I'm disabled, and getting up to my sink to wash my stamps is not always possible when I'm crafting, and I'd say it's better to get as much ink off as you can and give them a proper clean later than to leave the ink sitting on them. So just coming in with a clean baby wipe there and just get as much of the ink off as I can. There we go. It is worth saying I will be using this stamp set later. I've got loads of card ideas in mind. So I'm just going to make sure that they are reasonably dry before I stick the plastic back over. So then that will go like that. And then for storing it, it's going to look something like that in our envelope. So that should hopefully help you to see if you have missed anything. When you go to put it away, you can see, oh, there's not a stamp over the bumblebee. So wherever I put that, that's missing from this pack. So that's the idea behind doing this. and it will help you to fit everything onto the sheet. So I'm just going to pop that into the sleeve, so to speak. Now obviously, because I've stamped it in the middle, this is obviously going to slide down, but this is just to help me when I'm using this set, because we already have a beautiful example of the images on the front. And then they are going to go back into their folder. Seal the folder up, which I've done every time without issue off camera. There we go. Seal the folder up, and then that is going to go into our 12 by 12 folder. So that can go in there just like that. And then the last thing is, oops, the last thing is our die set. So the dies are still coming on their own piece of cardboard. So what I'm going to do with these is I'm just going to take a pen that I like. I would probably recommend using a dark colour for this. And I'm going to draw around all of these dies, again, to help me A, see if any are missing, and B, help me put them all back onto the sheet and make them fit. And there we go. So again, the idea behind this is twofold. It's to A, help us see if we've missed putting something away, and it's to B, help us put things back onto the sheet in the place they were originally so that everything fits. So if I just take this little flower off, ooh. So there we go. If I've had 3 or 4 dies off the sheet and I'm trying to fit them all back on, trying to make sure they've got some tape, I can very easily see, that came from up there, and back on it goes in roughly the right place. We just want to make sure everything fits. And there we go, that's it for that one. So I'll pop that back into the little sleeve and then pop it back into its folder. So I like to put the things in so that the flap part is on the back, but I don't think it matters too much if you don't do that. And then I'll take our 12 by 12 folder and slide that in. So there we go. And if you imagine that we had the A5 piece of paper with the ribbon, I'm not sure that's really going to fit as a whole spool. But if you imagine we had the ribbon in there, quite skinny, seal that up, and then we have a really skinny folder. We can fit loads of those on a craft shelf. We're going to have all the stamps and dies that you could ever possibly want with very, very little storage. So the last thing to do would be to take out this little label and just write on the back what it is. You could definitely design this. You could definitely put some of the stamps on there if you want, but you just want to write the product suites or what you're storing in the envelope on there. And that's it. We've got some really nice storage. Hasn't cost us loads of extra money. And we can do this for all our product suites and fit them all onto our shelf. So I hope you've enjoyed watching this video. Hope you've enjoyed looking at this new suite with me. I'd love it if you could give this video a like and consider subscribing to my channel. And I hope to see you again soon. Thank you. Bye.